Hello, Fruitport staff. This is Dave Hunt from the lovely Muskegon Intermediate School District, and I'm here to do a quick update before our PD, which is going to be on the 31st during your late start. We'll all be meeting at Beach. But before that, I wanted to give an update because we're going to be pretty busy that morning, and I didn't want to take time at the meeting to give a big review to everybody. This would also be maybe helpful for new staff that didn't participate in our professional development last year. So let's go ahead and get started. So here's a quick update for you. The first item here is just to talk about the purpose. And so last year, we all participated in some professional development. We wanted to connect that professional development to instructional practices. And we did a book study with some job-embedded professional learning around the book Quality Questioning. And so our purpose for this year is to continue that professional development and continue to make those connections between the instructional practices and our professional development and the school improvement process. Last year we talked about that a lot of teachers wanted to have student talk and questioning as goals for 5D. There was a lot of interest around getting into each other's rooms and seeing the sorts of instruction that was happening in other rooms. And so we made a hypothesis that we would be able to help our students learn better if we improved our questioning practices. And we thought that we would all learn better also if we got involved in a peer observation protocol. One of the things that we also wanted to do was connect school improvement and professional development and instructional practices and program monitoring. Those things shouldn't all be separate entities that go on at the school. Those things can all work together and they can enhance each other. And so we figured that we would help our students learn more and achieve higher proficiencies if we were able to align those items. And we had also talked about some outcomes last year. We really wanted to improve our quality questioning, which was SE1, the student's ownership for learning, which was SE2. We also talked about student talk, SE5, and like we mentioned, we thought that if we could align some processes that we would be able to move beyond viewing school improvement as just a compliance task. And when those things are connected, they can really work together and improve each other. Another outcome that we had was that we wanted to put some collaborative instructional framework teams into place so we could actually monitor the implementation of all the things that we were learning about. And monitoring the school improvement plan is something that most districts struggle with. And one way to do that is for all of us to work together to monitor how we're doing with putting that into place. And so one of the protocols we talked about for that was collaborative instructional feedback teams last year. This little diagram, we had talked about this at one of our professional developments, but if we just stick with our traditional professional learning where someone comes in and does some professional development with the staff, and then the staff is just expected to go back and put that into place, there's only a 5 to 10% application. So only 5 to 10% of the people would be able to go with that one day and then apply it and be able to do all the problem solving involved to be able to do that. We even talked about even with modeling and even with some low risk feedback that the application does not go up very much. And it really is only when we get into a coaching situation, which would include peer coaching, peer visits, study teams, PLCs working together, then and only then do we actually get to the spot where we have most of the staff able to apply what they learned and be able to problem solve around it. And you'll notice that was even after 28 repetitions of that being put into place. So that study by Joyce and Showers in 2002 really points out the need to have ongoing and job-embedded professional development with that chance to be able to work with your colleagues to problem solve what's going on so that you can be better at doing that in the class. So what we're really hoping is by having the professional learning, carrying it over for multiple years, and getting the instructional feedback teams put into place that we'll be able to see some really good application of the things that we learned from the book last year. So this is just a quick review of our professional development last year. We did a book study around chapters 1 through 3 of quality questioning. And we learned about that peer observation and feedback using that SIFTS protocol, that collaborative instructional feedback teams protocol. And last year we piloted that process at Edgewood. And then I came to Shetler and I modeled that at Shetler for some of their staff, and some of the Beach staff were actually able to come over and observe that as well. So that's kind of a quick recap from last year. And this year we are going to continue that process. And so next week on the 31st, we're having our all elementary professional development. And we're going to take some of those quality questioning techniques that came from chapters 1 through 3, and they're also listed in the appendix in the quality questioning book. And we're going to do some instructional rounds with those where some grade level bands are going to come around and learn some more about 3 specific techniques. And we'd like you to put those techniques into place and try them out between our October meeting and our December meeting. And then in December, we'll get back together and the grade levels can bring some of their resources and think about where and when those specific quality questioning techniques would be appropriate with the resources that you have right now. Kind of in between in that November time, I'm going to come out to all the buildings and I'll either model the SIFS process or I'll help the teams run that. And I'll have a little bit more detail about that after our professional development on the 31st. And then once we get into the new year, we'd really like to see more opportunities for the teachers to get into each other's rooms to do observations and give and get feedback. And we'll have at least one more full elementary professional development where we can get together and kind of check in on where we are with quality questioning. So I hope that kind of gets everybody caught up for our PD for the year. I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody on the 31st. It was great working with you guys last year. I really enjoyed working with all the elementary schools and being in your buildings. And I'm looking forward to more of that this year. So thank you very much, and I will see everybody soon.